Yes, welcome to Bikes with Rye. Saturday morning, we're out for a little boogie on the S1000R. Talk to me. Oh yes, I'm taking you guys along with me today to talk about the Black Widow headers that I have very recently installed onto my bike. I want to share with you my thoughts and opinions. But before we do any of that, I have noticed I'm on 25 miles remaining on the range, and I've also got a hole in my glove. Can you see that? Sourced myself some new gloves. I love these gloves, you know. Forget what they're called. They're Day and Easy gloves, but they're nice, shorty, summery, light gloves. Almost feels like you've got no gloves on whatsoever when you're wearing them. That's what I like. So yeah, be on the hunt for some new gloves. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Give me some jungle juice. I'll try and brim it today. I want to brim it because I'm going to head off early in the morning, go over to the Super Sausage, get myself a fry up. Just want to get on the bike, head straight there, have one of those mornings, you know, good 6 AM jobby. Oh look, the range is going up. Let's talk about the Black Widow exhaust then. I think I first want to say that when I had the exhaust installed, the first observation really for me, I mean, I watched the whole process. I watched the exhaust come off, the original headers, and then the Black Widow system go on, and honestly it went on and connected up like it was Lego. We're talking of a system here which is less than half the price of a system such as the Krapovich. It's all about the money, isn't it, really? I mean, that's why you're going to buy the Black Widow system. It's because you might be somebody who's on a bit of a budget. I mean, at the end of the day, you might not have £1,000 plus the cost of installation if you don't do it yourself on top of that. Okay, it's a lot of money to put on top of a bike, you know, that you might have spent already. I mean, in the instance of this bike, this is a 14 grand bike. So after a set of headers from a Krapovich, you're now a 15 grand bike plus the installation on top of it. So of course I kept it hooked up to the standard OEM slip-on. Now I didn't spec on this bike the Krapovich titanium slip-on. I mean, that's a £750 option on this bike unless you go for the M Sport package, which then it comes included. And so yeah, obviously I was curious to know how it sounds. I mean, how do you think it sounds? Then after installation, we stuck the bike on the rolling road and we compared. So we put it on the rolling road before we've done any modifications. And once we fit the Black Widow headers, we then put it back straight onto the rolling road the same day. And we were surprised because the guy, Dave Jr., he kind of suggested that we probably wouldn't gain any power, even potentially lost power, which is common when you do these kind of modifications without any tuning. But the crazy thing is, we actually gained a significant amount of power between like sort of 4.5, if I remember correctly, 4.5 up to about 8, and that is bang in the mid-range. And we're talking like 10 brake horsepower and about 10 foot-pound of torque. And again, without any tuning, okay, we lost a tiny bit, like maybe at the peak of the road range we lost a brake horsepower, but we gained a little bit of torque as well. I mean, you know what I mean? It's here nor there. So pretty much the bike performs peak power exactly how it was standard, but of course at the mid-range we've gained a lot. I'll pop it into Dynamic Pro here so we can get some proper... Whoa! Hear the pops? I would say as well, because we haven't had the bike tuned, you might be alarmed. You might think, oh my god, You're going to blow your bike up, the fueling must be well out, it's going to be very dangerous, detrimental to your engine, but that's where you're wrong. In fact, we had a look and the bike is well within safety parameters. Like, it's running, okay, it's not perfect, but it's no worse than what it is standard. And the reason we couldn't get the bike tuned was this being the latest bike, okay, Woolwich cannot gain access to the ECU. So they did once this bike came out in 2021, but BMW at some point on this model, the 2022, which is exactly the same bike as the 21, but BMW changed the ECU. When we had the exhaust fitted, we removed the exhaust valves, and we discovered when we took it all off, of course we couldn't tune it, so we couldn't turn exhaust valves off, and it flagged a fault. But if you actually put the solenoid back in, or the servo motor, whatever you call it, back on the bike, you can trick the bike into thinking it's actually still operational, and so I've cleared the fault. So you don't actually need to get a servo buddy. Let's give launch control a little pop. Let's see if I can do it any justice. Oh my god, oh gosh. I need to set that up. I nearly flipped the bike. I need to set that up, or just be a little bit better. Get used to. I need to give that a couple of practice runs, I think, get the hang of it. The bike is just ridiculous, honestly. That noise, I mean, this is what it's about now, because this is where the bike lacked that finishing touch, and that's what the headers do. It's that finishing touch that the bike needs. Adds so much more character to it. This is what you want. It's a sporty bike. It's 165 horsepower, and how it comes as standard is just not ideal, especially with the competition out there. How about a quick close-up of the exhaust? You can see its quality. I'll drop a link in the description for these headers. Also, I will be returning to have the bike eventually tuned as soon as we can get access to the ECU. Woolwich, please hurry up. I'm begging to have the bike tuned. So if you want to follow the progress of the S1000R and see how it eventually performs, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much. And so with that said, I think I'm going to leave the motovlog here, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know with a thumbs up, and I hope to see you on another one very soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.